I recently took a road trip to the Gatlinburg, Tennessee area in the gorgeous Smoky Mountains at the height of autumn color. Come along as I share the high points of my adventure and the amazing vintage treasures I found. Be sure to stay tuned to the end to enjoy a peaceful mountain moment. Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer. Welcome to Antiquing Adventures, where I share the vintage treasures I find in thrift stores and antique malls. Thanks for coming on this adventure with me. I first stopped at Yesterday's Antiques and Collectibles in Pigeon Forge. Thanks to Google Street View for this shot. The house is welcoming and cozy, and I was struck by the beauty of this room especially. Lots of Pyrex in this room, as well as vintage furniture. Notice the old fireplace and kitchen cabinets hiding in the background. This George Briard coffee pot caught my eye. His pieces often feature metallic gold accents and were popular in high end department stores from the 1950s through the 70s. As I walked through the house, I noticed the wavy glass in the windows and steep death stairs, so I asked the staff person about the history of the house, and it has a story to tell. The house was built by Mr. Helton in the late 1800s as a Sears catalog house. For those that don't know, you used to be able to order anything from the Sears catalog, including everything needed to build a solid house. The original owner, however, only lived here 11 years. At that time, the KKK was very active in this area and had a habit of dragging people from their homes and killing them if the Klan believed they had committed any infraction against their code. Apparently, Mr. Helton stood up to them and they killed him, but two of the Klan members were convicted and hung for the murder. The current owner found the home in a state of disrepair, save for the original windows. They restored it, and they've had an antique store here for 25 years. Well worth checking out if you're in the area. A couple non antique related areas in Gatlinburg I recommend checking out include the Village, which is an area off the main drag that features brick pathways and little shops and cafes that remind you of a small German village, as well as Anakista, an area on the top of a mountain with dazzling views of Gatlinburg and the surrounding Smokies. It includes places to shop, eat, or just hang out. It also includes a series of hanging bridges you can walk that feels like you're up in the trees. Back to antiquing, how about this lovely bed lamp that would hang over the headboard? Ideal if you don't have room for side tables. And check out these gorgeous stained glass lamps. I forgot to look for a brand, but I haven't seen any with a modern style base like these. I thought this was darling. It's a caddy for a baby nursery. Wouldn't this be a great baby shower gift for a vintage loving friend? Side note, I assume boric means boric acid. Drop a comment if you know how that was used. I'm curious. This collection of dinnerware from England was so eye-catching in this old cabinet. I can't read the pattern name though. Anyone know what it is? Also, doesn't it remind you of the dishes they used in Petticoat Junction? Keep an eye out next time you watch the show. Any guesses as to what this is? It's a vintage foghorn, and you can take it home to love for only $395. Any takers? By far the coolest treasure I found on this adventure was this. I had never seen one before, so I had to do some research, but turns out this is a chuck wagon tin kitchen. Chuck wagons would hang this over the side of the wagon to store coffee, flour, sugar, and other essential ingredients. This is likely well over 100 years old and such a special treasure to get to see. One last happy moment. In a previous video last year, I shared that I found a box of Marcrest dishes in the blue spruce pattern for only $2. And since then, I've added just a few pieces as I come across them. This gravy boat was not marked, so while the staff contacted the seller to ask about price, I had $15 set in my mind as what I was willing to spend. And in fact, that's what the seller requested. Sold. It looks so nice with a sugar bowl and platter. On my way home, I experienced my first Buc-ee's. I highly recommend stopping if you haven't. I have never seen anything like it. It seemed like there were 100 gas pumps. This is just the food side. There's a whole other side with clothes and home goods. It's just unreal. So that was my Smoky Mountain adventure. Have you ever been to this area? What was your favorite of the treasures I found? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what vintage treasures you'd like me to feature in the future. If you liked this video, make sure you follow the adventure by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. See you on my next adventure.